Bikepacking, the perfect marriage between backpacking and bikes. Grab a bike, strap on some bags, and carry your entire home between your legs. But what does the ultimate setup look like? Does it look like a gravel bike, a mountain bike, or does it look like a session? Let's experiment and find out which bike comes out on top. Old Man Mountain sent us 3 sets of bike racks and bags for 3 very different bikes. So we're tossing them on and heading out into the woods to test them all out. Let's get into it. We're starting in familiar territory with our trail bikes. We've never installed bike racks before, but these seem straightforward enough. Just put on some sticky stuff, tighten some straps, and twist some bolts. The nice thing about these racks is that they can fit almost any bike thanks to a variety of fit kits available for all shapes and sizes. Matt and I are going to be running slightly different setups, but both of us have the same goal: keep the weight on our bikes and off our bodies. And with a few final satisfying twists here and there, the racks are installed and it's time to start attaching some bags. On our racks, we're using Old Man Mountain panniers and trunk bags. Plus, we're strapping on some Evoc frame bags to carry even more. With everything attached, we're ready to pack. And since we're only going for one night, we're just taking the essentials, which means essentially everything. I know what you're thinking, we're bringing too much, but with this amount of storage, it's hard not to go all out. And what can I say? We've never been known to pack light. And with that, it's time to ride. Our bikes are fully loaded and ready for any impending apocalypse. But if you ask me, they look sick, and we're stoked to be out of the office and in the woods. On the smooth gravel, the bikes are a breeze to ride, and the extra weight is hardly noticeable. Unfortunately, the climb is about to get steeper and tighter.
Oh, this is a learning curve.
There's no denying it. The extra heft makes these tough climbs even tougher, but we're quick learners.
Oh, we climb this thing? Heck yeah. Climbing machine.
Climbing is easy. Just stay balanced and keep those pedals spinning.
Quick Herba Mate break. Wait, I think it'll work. It's gonna work.
Wow, this is bike packing.
Delicious. We're going downhill now, so hold on tight. Trust those clangs and bangs.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit nerve-wracking dropping in with all this weight on our bikes, so we're taking it slow to start.
Oh, what the heck is that noise? Oh, a little drop. Surprisingly smooth ride.
Clangs and bangs aside, everything is staying in place, which is giving us the confidence to send it even harder.
Woo!
Oh boy, that's a skinny. He's doing it, folks.
Even with our subpar strap management, our setups are solid. And after a fun lap, it's time to find a spot to camp.
Climbing was enjoyable. Going downhill was enjoyable.
Not only did enduro packing work, it was a ton of fun. I'd call this test a success.
So what do you say? Go to bed, wake up, and do it all again?
Yep.
Throw on your chamois and lube that taint. We're going gravel packing. With a brand new fork, drivetrain, and set of wheels, this will be a trial by fire for Matt's gravel bike. The rack install is basically the same on these bikes, but today we're switching our bag setup and packing a little lighter. Even with slightly smaller bags, it's impressive how much can fit on these bikes. We're bringing our hammocks, kitchen, clothing, and food with room to spare. Which means we can bring as much yerba mate and beans as we want. Good luck, lower GI tract. We've only spent one night in the bush, but we're already feeling like seasoned veterans. And in no time, we're racked, packed, and ready to snack.
This is it, this is biking. We're bike packers.
Ultimate goal is just don't fall over.
We're both clipped in. So.
Yeah.
And we're groating. Oh, it's bumpy.
Oh my goodness, I do not want to fall. Holy shit, I might actually fall.
It is actually a little scary. going even this fast. Oh, look at that bridge.
We're amateurs on the drop bar bikes if it isn't already apparent, but somewhere out there is a camp spot with our name on it, and we're determined to get there no matter what.
Oh! Are you okay?
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
No way.
Flat.
Unfortunately, flat tires are a part of the game. So, while I tend to my bike, Matt's cooling off in the nearby river. After all, what's the point of bike packing if you can't stop and appreciate the little things along the way? With our issues seemingly behind us, we're doing just that. We're lucky to live in a place with such easy access to the wilderness. And on these bikes, it's not long until you're really out there. Even fully loaded, our rigs are making quick work of the journey, and we're feeling fast as heck on these beautiful forest roads.
Holy smokes! This guy's fast!
Hey, I never said we were the fastest. Regardless, we've only got a bit of daylight left and we've still got to make it to camp. So, we're hustling. With the threat of flat tires and clipless pedals in the back of our minds, we're racing towards a nice, warm can of beans.
Oh, this is lovely.
Mission accomplished. Well, mostly. There's always bound to be a few bumps in the road on any adventure, but that just makes for better stories.
Well, should we go to bed, wake up, do it all again?
Do it one more time. Chin chin. Cheers, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Last and most likely least, it's time to rack out our downhill rigs. The last place we pedaled these bikes was to the Whistler Bike Park chairlift. With oodles of suspension, a lack of easy gears, and geometry designed to go only downhill, I'm predicting a knee replacement by the end of the day. Just like the other bikes, the rack install was easy, and by now, you know the drill. We strapped on a variety of bags packed with only the essentials and made our way to the mountain for one final ride.
I feel so silly.
Yeah, immediately I'm regretting this.
You guys gone for 10 years?
Yeah, about
More than I carried, and I rode here from Edmonton.
Alright, we packed a little heavy, and I'd be lying if I said this wasn't harder than we anticipated.
oh my god, that hill too coming up.
It's nothing.
Should we hitchhike?
I think so. That would save us a lot of time. Save us probably 3 hours of climbing up Seymour.
Walking. I'm not climbing.
Sure you brought enough stuff? I'm smiling as hard as I can. No, they're, yeah, that's not fair.
Oh, there's plenty of room.
I don't even think they were looking at us.
Come on.
Oh my god, they put their blinker on.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh, could you give us a shuttle to the top?
Why not?
So, if it wasn't already obvious, we phoned a friend. But you guys don't care about us climbing on downhill bikes. We know you just want to see the descent, and shuttling is going to get us there in no time at all.
All right, after you. First drop. Oh, okay. That was loud.
Oh my god, I can't even see my wheel.
Okay, yeah, we gotta ride this thing.
Tried to get a shot, I sent it off the jump, and when I landed, all my stuff flew up.
Remember to tighten your straps, folks, or you may lose your beans. We're definitely not taking it easy on these racks, and so far, they're holding up remarkably well. These trails are rough, and probably gnarlier than your average bikepacking route, but our setups aren't fazed by these steep rock gardens at all. Confidence is high, and we're even feeling comfy enough to catch some air. Hey, look at us. We're even riding across skinnies that give us trouble on the best of days.
Oh, a little tricky to get by here. There we go. Oh. Yes. Nope, a little tight there. Just gotta get the bags by, and that's not a dab. Okay, that's a dab. Oh. Oh.
Is downhill bikepacking practical? Hell no. Can you do it? Yeah, if you have to. Just be ready to do a lot of walking.
I still had fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Fun. It's an experience.
That's what's important.
So, we've ridden 3 very different bikes with basically the same bikepacking setups. Which one wins? Well, Matt's pick is the trail bike because it allows him to carry everything he needs while still riding the trails he loves. And if you ask me, I'd say the gravel bike because of how much farther and faster it allows you to go, even though clipless pedals are still a work in progress.
Oh no! Oh!
But what about the downhill bikes? Well, we both agree that if you're on a downhill bike, then maybe you should just save yourself the headache and splash out on a hotel. Your legs will thank us later. Shout out to Old Man Mountain for sponsoring this video and making awesome products that allow riders like us to go on epic adventures. No matter what bike you own, they have a rack for you, even if it's a downhill bike.
You come back to me. I'm traveling on the stairway to know. Wishing you come back to me.